Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I am going to do some repotting. I have a few plants that I feel aren't doing so great, and I want to put them in clear pots so I can keep a close eye on their roots. So we are going to repot 4, possibly 5 plants today. And I do have some plant supplies that I got from Amazon, and they have been stacking up, and I haven't opened most of them yet. So I figured I would open them here with you guys, and I can show you what I got from Amazon, and then we can repot the plants. So some of these packages, I have no clue what is in them. So we are just going to kind of find out together and see what it is. So, oh yeah, I got some sphagnum moss because I have a plant that I want to put on a moss pole. So I got some of this sphagnum moss. It is like a super flat. I think I got 2 sphagnum moss, but this is one of them. And I've never used this one before. I usually use the ones that you can get like at Walmart or Lowe's, but I figured I would give this one a try. So this is the first package. Oh yeah, also I got some microfiber cloths because these are really good for cleaning plant leaves. So I bought a pack of these instead of taking the ones that I'm supposed to use in my kitchen. I just thought I'd buy a pack specifically for my plants, because once I use them on my plants, I won't use them in my kitchen again. So I bought a pack of the microfiber cloths. Oh yes, so I bought some of this grafting tape. It is a clear tape. It's kind of like saran wrap, and instead of using the Velcro, the plant Velcro, you can use this grafting tape, and it kind of sticks to itself, so it's it doesn't show as much as the Velcro, so it's not like a bright green. And I figured I would use this to stake my plant on the moss pole. So we're going to give this a try. I've never tried this before, so we're going to try it together and see how that works. Alright, let's see what's in this one. Oh yes, okay. So I have been wanting to try a slow release fertilizer. And so I was doing some research, and this Osmocote, I've seen really good things about this and have read really good things about it. So I'm going to give this a try. I do currently use a organic fish emulsion fertilizer, and it works very well on my plants. The only thing is, if you don't use it within, like, I would say about a month, it kind of really starts stinking in the bottle, so I have to use it pretty quickly. And sometimes I don't use it that quick, so I figured maybe I should try the slow release and just put it in all my plants. I can still use the fish fertilizer because it's organic, and it's you know, it's still healthy for my plants, but I don't have to use it every single time that I water, so I can buy a smaller bottle so it won't go bad as quick, is what I'm hoping. So I got some Osmocote slow release fertilizer. This is for outdoor and indoor plants, and we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. I have seen this at Lowe's, I believe, but it was the bigger bottle, and I just kind of wanted to try it out first before I committed to the bigger bottle. So I got some fertilizer. So I got some clear pots to repot plants in. These pots are a little bit big, but I have some pots that some plants that I can repot into these pots. I don't think any of the plants that I'm going to repot today need this big of a pot, but I thought I would pick these up while I was shopping on Amazon. There's 5 pots. They have the slits all around the sides of the pots, and I kind of want to get a lot of my plants in clear pots so I can keep an eye on the roots. But specifically these plants that I'm going to repot today, I really want to keep an eye on the roots. So I'm excited to get them in clear pots. But here's some clear pots that I got. And I did order one more package. It should be here today, but I don't think it's coming until later, and I wanted to make this video for you guys now. So the only thing that I ordered in that other package that's coming today are some new shears to clip plant leaves, because I don't know where mine went. So I just bought some new ones. And then in this box I did get, this is some more of the sphagnum moss, and I don't know, have you guys ever tried this that comes in this small form like this? Or do you guys normally get the ones that come in the bigger, where you can tear off pieces and put it? So I think with this, I might have to, if I can't break it, I'm going to have to soak the whole thing. That's kind of not ideal, but we'll try it out and see. I think I'm going to try, I'll try this one first today. And then also, last thing that I got is a grow light. So there's 2 grow lights in here, and I bought them because this area behind me gets like no light. There is a south facing window on this side, and then I do have some grow lights on this side, and then I do also have a grow light up here in the corner. But this area behind me, it really doesn't get too much light. So I figured if I got, I think maybe I only got the 1 pack, because I think I only needed I only need 1 grow light back there, but, let me see. Oh yeah, it came with 2, but I only need 1 back there. It's not a huge area, but I figured I can hang this up on the ceiling up here, just like that, and I think it will work good for the area. So I got that to hang up there. I'll have to figure it out and get that hung up. So I'm excited to give that a try, to give these plants more light so they can grow better. So those are the plant supplies that I got. Now I'm going to show you the plants that I want to repot today. The first plant is this milk confetti syngonium. So I've had this plant, I think I got it on Etsy, I believe, or maybe Gabriella's Plants, I can't remember. But I've had it for a while, and it really hasn't done too much. And it does have some yellowing leaves down here. So I figured that I would put this in a clear pot so I can keep an eye on the roots to see, you know, what's going on with this plant, and just give it a little, maybe a little bit bigger pot, not too much bigger, but just a little bit bigger, and give it a better chance to grow. Another plant, another syngonium. So this one I did get from Gabriella's Plants. And this is just the elbow syngonium. This one has really not done too much for me at all. I do see a few new leaves growing, but it does have some browning on this white part of the leaf. But we're going to go ahead and repot this one in a clear pot as well. Check out the roots, see what's going on with that. And another plant, I'm going to repot this silver dragon. This is a plant that I got at Lowe's. It was $7.98, and I showed this one in my plant haul, my June plant haul. If you guys missed that video, I will link it. And the reason that I got this plant is because it had some sport variegation on some of the leaves. And so I thought it was pretty cool for $7.98. It did, when I bought it, it did have these like 3 holes here, but that's okay. It's not really affecting the plant much, so I figured I would get this one repotted in a clear pot as well. It hasn't put out any new leaves or anything, so I just wanted to repot it to, you know, give it a better chance. And then this plant, I'm nervous to repot, but it needs a repot. So this is my Thai constellation that I got for Mother's Day. So I've had this plant since May, and it has not done one thing for me. So it is in a very small pot, so I do want to upsize the pot, and I'm going to put it in a clear pot. It does look like it's trying to put out a new leaf. I don't know if you guys can see or not. It looks like it's trying to put out a new leaf right here, but it's been like that for a while and it's not doing anything. So I thought that we would repot this, check out the roots, see what's going on with the roots, put it in a little bit of a bigger pot, and keep a close eye on it. I do, you know, I keep a pretty close eye on this plant. It does sit at my south-facing window, so it gets pretty good light, but it's just really not doing anything. So I figured we'd check out the roots and repot it today. And then the last plant that I'm hoping to repot is this Brantianum, and I'm going to chop the top of it because this is what the new growth is looking like. It's just really weird shaped and small. So I'm going to chop the top off. We're going to put this one on a moss pole. I did get the plastic moss pole that you make yourself. So we're going to try that out together today because I've never made that moss pole before. And I've really never put a plant on a moss pole. So, I mean, I have, you know, the moss poles that you can just like put the tape around them, but I've never like made a moss pole and had a plant grow up the moss pole. So we're going to try that out today together. So let's get started repotting the plants. So here are some of the pots that I'm going to use. These are pots that I also purchased on Amazon a while ago. I'm not sure, maybe it's a 5-inch pot. So I'm going to repot a couple of these plants in the 5-inch, and then also I'm going to, I think these ones are maybe 3 inches. So some of the plants I'm going to repot in the 3 inches. I also have this pot, maybe it's a 4-inch or so. But I might have to repot the Brantianum in one of the new pots that I got, just so we can put the moss pole in it. So I think I'm going to start with this silver sword. So for the silver sword, I'm going to put it in this one. And the potting soil that I have, so my soil mix is the Fox Farm Ocean soil. Also, I put some perlite, some pumice, some orchid bark, and some charcoal. I think that's all that's in here. I made this is just the standard mix that I use. If I'm going to, it just depends on the plant. Sometimes I can do add some more pumice or orchid bark or whatever I need to for that specific plant. But I think all these plants today are pretty good with this mix. Okay, so this plant, I did purchase it maybe a month ago. And we're gonna check these roots out here. Oh wow, okay. So the roots look pretty good. So the plant's looking good. I think it'll be good in this pot. It's not too much of an upsize, but at least I can keep an eye on what's going on with the roots. So we're gonna get it repotted into this pot. And let me just remove some of the soil here. Just kind of loosen up the roots. And I just want this plant to give me a new leaf. It is sitting near my south facing window, so it does get plenty of light as well. There is a humidifier over there, and so it does get humidity. And so for anybody that doesn't know, I live in Arizona, and so we don't get a lot of humidity. I think maybe right now it's like 12% humidity or something outside. We haven't had rain in a long time, and it's very hot out there. I think like the rest of this week it's supposed to be 117, 118. It's hot. Yesterday I was outside and I really thought I was on fire. It was that hot. Even our pool is like, the water is at like 92, 93 degrees, and it's hot, you guys. But the thing in the summers here, we don't get a lot of humidity, so I do have to run that humidifier, you know, pretty much all the time. So we got some good roots going on there. They're really healthy and white, so I'm happy about that. So let me get some soil in here. Sorry, my camera just shut off on me. Okay, so we have some soil in the bottom there, and I'm just gonna kind of fill it in. And is that gonna be okay? I don't know if I should maybe upsize it into a little bit of a bigger pot. Let me see what the bigger pot looks like, because this one's looking a little bit tight. So let me see what the bigger pot looks like, and then we'll figure it out from there. So this is one of the new pots that I just bought. So I think I'm just going to repot it in this one. So let's put some soil in this pot. So I've never tried these clear pots with the slits on the sides, but I thought it would be good for aeration for the plant. So I thought I would, you know, give these a try, these pots a try. But I think the roots would do a little bit better in this one. So I think that looks okay. And okay, so let me just put some soil in here. I'm also going to put some of the Osmocote, the slow release fertilizer. So I'm going to put a little bit of soil in here just to fill it up around the sides, and then we'll put a little Osmocote. Okay, let me open up this Osmocote and read the directions real quick. Okay, so it says 1 capful per 2 gallons. So I'm going to say this is maybe ½ gallon. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And we'll just put a little bit in here. Okay, so it's not even, I don't want to spill it, but it's not even halfway up the lid, but we're just going to try it out. I'm going to put it all around. And fingers crossed, you guys, this does good for my plants. I will definitely keep you guys updated on the Osmocote. If you guys have tried Osmocote before, definitely let me know in the comments how it works for you, or if you what experience you have with it. Because like I said, I have read really good things about it, so I'm hoping that it does well for my plants. Okay, so I think that one looks good. And I will keep you guys updated on these plants and how the roots are doing. So far so good on this plant. Like I said, I just want it to grow a new leaf or something for me. And so hopefully with the up pot and the Osmocote and the new soil, it will produce a new leaf. But there is the first plant. I'll have to find some cover pots to put these in, and then I'll show you guys at the end which cover pots I choose for these plants. So that's the first one. So this next plant that I'm going to repot, I'm going to put it in a smaller clear pot. So I think I'm going to put it in this pot. It's not too much bigger, maybe one size up from this little pot that it is in. So let's check out the root system on this Syngonium. Okay, not too bad. I mean, it's looking pretty good. It does have some roots coming out of the bottom here. I mean, not too many roots, but hopefully we will change that with up potting and putting the Osmocote and some new soil. I mean, this soil isn't bad, but maybe it just needs some more aeration. I don't know. I don't know what this plant needs, but we are going to give it some new soil. So okay, so I have some here in the bottom of the pot. A little bit too much. Okay, perfect. Like I did with the other one, I'm just going to fill it in a little bit, and then we'll put some Osmocote. This time I'm just going to put a little bit of the Osmocote because this is such a small plant. So I think that will work, hopefully. Alright, so let's fill it up the rest of the way. And this plant, I've had it in like a jar with sphagnum moss, and so it gets a little bit more humidity, and it really, you guys, it really hasn't done too much. And I have another Syngonium albo that I've had for many years, and it grows pretty quick and it has really pretty large leaves. That plant is declining though, because it's pretty much 1 or 2 vines and it's just growing out of control. So I am going to have to cut it and repot that one. I do want to cut and propagate and then put it on a moss pole or a stake or something possibly. So I'll have to, when I get to that, I will have to do it with you guys so we can do that together. Alright, so here is the next one. And I'll be excited to watch the roots on this one because it doesn't really have, I mean, it has a few roots but not a lot. So I'm hoping in this little up pot and new soil and the Osmocote that it will do something. So there's that one. So the next plant is another Syngonium, the Milk Confetti. This plant really hasn't done too much either, and it looks like the soil is more of like a peat moss. It doesn't have any kind of chunk to it. No orchid bark, no pumice, nothing like that. So let's check out these roots. You just see how the soil just kind of falls apart. It's like just peat moss. So it does have some roots. So, I mean, it does have roots, but we're going to put it in some new soil, and hopefully it will do better in the new soil and the new pot. So I'm going to try to get as much of this peat moss off as I can without disturbing the plant too much. So I was so happy to find this plant because I love Syngonium. They are one of my favorite plants, and I used to collect a lot of them, but they're kind of hard to take care of, some of them. So I'm just going to pluck this yellow leaf off here. Stick it in there. Okay, so we are going to put this in this size. So I think it'll do good in there. Let me put some Osmocote in this one. So it says this slow release fertilizer is supposed to last 6 months. So I will have to remember, so in about December, January, probably December, I'll have to fertilize these plants again with the Osmocote. Another thing I like about these clear pots is you can see if there's any air pockets or you know, anything is looking weird in your plant. I'm going to put a little bit more soil, just top it off here. Okay, perfect. This one I cannot wait for it to show me some roots as well, because the root system wasn't that great on this one. So hopefully it will start getting some roots here. Hopefully it likes the new pot that it's in and the new soil. So I'll keep you guys updated on this one as well. So the next plant is my Thai constellation, and you guys, I'm really nervous to repot this plant. I don't want anything to happen to it just because I got it for Mother's Day and I really wanted this plant for such a long time, but I think it needs it. So it's still in the nursery pot. I just stuck it in here for stability and for the stake. The stake's not even in the soil, it's just in the pot. So I'm going to take the plant off the stake. It just has some Velcro, plant Velcro. So my husband bought this plant from Steve's Leaves. And like I said, I got it in May. So we're going to check out these roots. Well, the roots look really good. There's a lot of roots. So that's good to see. I'm happy with that. But I just want it to give me a new leaf. And I know these plants are slow growers, but I just want it to do something. It hasn't done anything since May. So this soil feels really compacted, and I don't want to mess with it too much. I know that monsteras like to have, you know, be pretty root bound, so I'm not going to disturb it too much, but I am going to just kind of loosen it up a little bit here. But I'm really happy with these roots. They look pretty good. Just remove a little bit of the soil. And we are going to put it in, so I'm going to upsize this. I don't want to put it in this one because it's pretty much the same size as it came out of. So I'm going to upsize it into this pot, and I think it will do good. I'm really excited to watch the roots on this one. So I think this pot, this size pot, will do good for this plant. Okay, so I have a little bit of soil in there. That is perfect. And just get a little bit in here. Another thing with the watering, I try to use distilled water when I can, but normally I just refill my jugs with tap water and let them sit out. Because another thing with living in Arizona, we don't get a lot of rain here. You know, it's the desert. I can't remember the last time that it rained. And a lot of times here also, if you try to catch rainwater, you can put your vessel out there to catch the rainwater. And by the time I'll get home from work, it's all dried up because it's so hot outside that it doesn't even, you know, you don't even collect anything. So I normally have to water my plants with tap water that I have just let sit out overnight or for even a couple of days. So I'm just putting the Osmocote in here. And I want this stake to be in the plant. So I'm just going to stick it on the side here just to give the plant some stability. Okay, so let me just finish filling it up, and then I'm going to plant Velcro this back to this stake. Okay, so there we go. I hope the plant likes the new pot and the new soil. And I'm just going to give this plant some stability. I know it doesn't look the best, but I'm just waiting for it to give me a new leaf. And you guys, as soon as it gives me a new leaf, I'm going to make a video and show you guys, because I'm so excited for this plant and I just cannot wait for it to give me a new leaf. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting patiently. I'm waiting though. So there is that one. And I'll give these plants a good water once I'm done with the video with some water that I've had sitting out for a little bit. But hopefully they all do good. So there's that one. So the next plant is going to be this Brantianum, and we are going to make a moss pole to put this plant on. And like I said, I've never made this moss pole before, so we're going to do it together. And I'm going to chop off the top so we can restart it, because it's just really leggy and it doesn't look so great. So it does also have some yellowing leaves, this one, and there's another one down in here. This is just the pot that it came in. It came in a nursery pot, and then it was in this pot as well. So I'm gonna put it in a larger clear pot with the moss pole. So let me go grab some water so I can wet that moss and get it ready to fill up the moss pole. Okay, so I went and got some water. This is only thing I can find to put water in, and I probably put too much, but that's okay. And this is the moss pole that we are going to try out. It's pretty large. This is the only size that I have. I have had these moss poles for a while, but I just never got around to trying them out. So we are going to try them out today, and I hope I know what I'm doing, but if not, I'm sure I can figure it out. So I think it goes this way. This part goes on the bottom. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this part on the bottom, but first let me open this moss, and we're going to try it out and see how it works. So it's in this thin little package here. Go lay down. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to put it in the water. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a minute while we get the plant ready. So this is the plant. I am going to chop it here. There's a node right here, so I'm going to chop it right above the node. Okay, so I went and got a pair of like gardening scissors, and they are clean, so I'm going to go ahead and just snip off the top here. And I'm going to cut, so there's a node here, a node here, here, and here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those up and put them in my prop box and see if they can grow a new leaf. And then I'll just make a new plant out of it and see how that goes. But for right now, I'm just going to lay that to the side. And we are going to chop off this yellow leaf. Let me take this stake out. So when I bought the plant, it had, whoa, it had this like little metal, wooden dowel stake in there. So we're going to take that out. And I'm just going to chop off this yellow leaf. And also this yellow leaf down here. And then it also has these little clips on it that it was clipped to the wooden stake. So I'm going to take those off. Okay. So these plants have not been the easiest. I've had a couple of them, and they haven't been the easiest to grow. So this is the longest time that I've had a Brantianum. I think it's been about 2 months now, 2 months or so. So I'm pretty excited about that it's lived this long for me. And I'm hoping that it doesn't die when I'm sitting here messing with it. But I really want to get it on a moss pole and see, see how it does. So let's check out the roots here. I don't want to pull on it, but let's see if I can. Oh, okay. Let's check out the roots. So it does have, it looks like it had some mesh or something on it, but I don't see any around the roots. So it does have some good roots. Let me show you guys. So not too bad. I'm pretty excited about that. They look pretty white and healthy. They don't look dead. This plant, I keep this plant pretty watered, and so it's a little bit, the soil's a little bit moist, but we are going to put it in my soil mix. So let me just try to get as much of this soil off as I can. And the moss is slowly expanding. I'll show you guys here in a minute what it looks like. Okay, so I think that's going to be good. I don't want to mess with it more than that. So I'm going to set this aside here, and then we are going to make the moss pole. Okay, so here's the moss pole. It's very large. I think it'll be okay. So we are going to go ahead and stick it in, or put the moss in there. And so what I read on the directions is you bend the pole at these, at the lines here on the side. So I already bent it because, like I said, I've had these for a while and I've been wanting to try it out, but I just never did. So they are bent there, and now I'm just trying to fold it out a little bit so I can put the moss in. So this is what the moss is looking like. So it's just a big brick of moss. And I'm going to start filling this up. So you just want to squeeze, give it a good squeeze. And start putting the moss in here. So I'm really excited to try out a plant on a moss pole. I'm really hoping that the plant will get, grow and get really large leaves. It's just something different to have in your collection. And if this goes well, then I am planning on putting more plants on moss poles. So you guys will have to, if you're not subscribed already, if you want to go ahead and subscribe so you can stay updated on how these plants are doing, and specifically this plant here on the moss pole, because like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm hoping that everything goes well with it. This moss feels really different than the moss that you get at Walmart, Lowe's. It smells different too. It smells good. I mean, not like perfume good, but it smells earthy good. Okay, so I think that is good for the moss. And I don't want to fill it all the way to the bottom because you're going to want to put soil in the bottom to put in your cup. So, or to put in your pot. So what I've read is you do not want to have moss, or also what I've watched is you don't want to have moss down in your pot, in your soil. Okay. I think that's good. So now I'm just going to, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing so well, but I'm just going to close up the tabs on this pole. You know what? I think it needs a little more moss because it feels loose when I'm trying to close it. So let's just fill it up a little bit more. Okay, so I think that's good. And now I'm just closing it up. There's little tabs that you fit into the little slits that it has, and you just snap them in there. Full of moss. So there's our moss pole. I think it looks pretty good. It was really easy to make. So I will definitely be making more of these poles. And there's a little room at the top, but that's okay. The plant's not even that big yet. So once it starts growing up the moss pole, then I can put more moss in there. But I do have a space here at the bottom to put our soil in. So I'm going to go wash my hands because I have moss all over them. And then I will be right back and we will put the plant on the pole. Okay, so I'm back. Hands are clean. Now I'm going to put, I'm going to start by putting the soil in the bottom of the moss pole. Okay, so I have the soil in there, and now I'm just going to put it in this pot. And I'm just going to put it more in the center because this pot does have like a pop up actually in the center. So I'm just going to put the pole right in the center, just like that. Okay, so now that we have our pole in our pot, I'm going to put the plant. And I want to put the grafting tape on this plant, but just to hold it in place while I'm trying to figure out how to get it on the moss pole, I think I'm going to put some plant Velcro just so I can take it off and it'll just be easier for me. So let me grab some plant Velcro real quick. Okay, I found a piece of the plant Velcro, and now let's get the plant on the pole. So I'm just going to plop the roots down in the pot. Is this the way I want it? Let me see how I want the plant to face, like this. Okay, so this is how I want it to face. So we're going to put it like this. And I'm just going to put the plant Velcro on while I am adjusting and putting the soil in. Okay, you guys, sorry my battery died, so I had to charge it up. But we're going to finish filling up this pot. And then I'm going to put some grafting tape around the plant to hold it up, and then fingers crossed that it does well. So let me just get some soil in this plant here. I'm going to put a little Osmocote in this one as well. Okay, let me just put a little Osmocote and then I'll finish filling it up. I'm really hoping this plant does well because, like I said, if it does good, I am going to put more plants on moss poles. I'm really excited about it. So let me just fill up the rest of it here. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? I think it looks really good on the pole. And this mix is the mix is very chunky. The soil is very chunky, so hopefully the plant gets a lot of aeration. Okay, so I think it's pretty good. Let me just get a little bit more down in here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to try out the grafting tape and see how that goes. Okay, so here is the grafting tape. And I'm just going to put it around the bottom here. Okay, so there's one piece. I think I'm going to go around a couple of times just in case. Okay, so that looks good. And then I'm going to go one more up. So I'm going to stick this one here. Right under these leaves. And just go around a couple of times on this one as well. Okay, I think it looks very good. What do you guys think? Hopefully it does well on this pole, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys like the repotting videos, please give this video a thumbs up, or let me know in the comments down below that you'd like to see more repotting videos, because I really like doing them. But if you guys want to see more plant videos from me, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. And until next time, guys, bye.